Welcome back. Still tuned into Halftime Report on CNBC-TV18. Yes, there's some selling pressure that's coming in from the top, and it's the mid-cap index that has turned into the red right now. We also have the Nifty Bank, which is coming under a bit of a pressure. So, stock-specific action is something that we are watching out for as we speak, and Zomato is the one that I'm focusing on. It's under pressure as CTO and co-founder has resigned. So, a lot of resignations here at Zomato, Mangla.
Four major resignations in the last few months itself. And this apart from the layoffs that the company has offered across the board, announced across the board already. This one comes in from the co-founder and CTO Gunjan Patidar. Patidar, of course, was one of the first few employees of the company, and he was responsible for building the core tech systems for Zomato. This by itself wouldn't have been as big a headline because usually, CTOs have strong teams, etc., for the systems to running even at their exits, and succession in CTOs isn't very difficult. But in light of the other exits that have happened, recent exits from Zomato, we had co-founder Mohit Gupta resign, and the company is not looking for a successor for him. New Initiatives head Rahul Ganju has resigned as well, and Intercity Legends head Siddharth Jawar too tendered his resignation in the last few months itself. So in light of that, 4 co-founder head senior level positions being vacated is something that the street does not like, and the stock is underperforming. However, now all eyes on what the vertical heads do from here on. Deepinder Goyal, who's obviously the founder, is directly leading food delivery and all the other businesses around it. Albinder Dinsa is heading Blinkit, so that's where the responsibility ends. And Hyperpure has been headed by Rakesh Ranjan. So this is the new management format of Zomato. So apart from these 3, if there is any other resignation, we will watch out for that. But any of these, God forbid, resign, then that would be a big, a big blow to Zomato for sure.
Okay, so as of now, the stock is down 2.5%. Thanks, Manglam, for that. Well, that is the 4th resignation coming through for Zomato in the recent past. But let's move forward then. Mphasis is in focus. Ambit Capital has recommended to accumulate the stock. We have Reema here to tell us why.
Thanks so much for that. So Ambit has come out with a note on Mphasis, and they say that one should use the near-term pain to accumulate the stock. And here's the reason why. So now Mphasis is an IT services company, but it gets more than 50% of its revenues from the banking and financial services. In that, the company has exposure to the mortgage business, the US mortgage business. And the US mortgage business has been hit on account of rising interest rates. So typically, when interest rates go up, there will be fewer applications for banks to process because people are looking to the number of refinancing, the amount that you would look to refinance would come down. So as a result of which the US mortgage refinancing applications came down, and this was a hit to Mphasis. According to Ambit, the hit to Mphasis mortgage business was close to $45 million per quarter, and that is nearly 10% of their overall revenue. Due to this, Mphasis stock underperformed the rest of the IT peers. But now, according to Ambit, there is a possibility that the US mortgage business is close to bottoming out. And plus, Mphasis exposure to the US mortgage business has also come down to just 3 to 4%. So given all these facts, the fact that US mortgage business is close to bottoming out, perhaps in the next 1 year things should improve. The stock has been an underperformer vis-a-vis the other IT companies. Its valuations too, now at 18.8 times forward multiple, is trading at a more than 20% discount to other similar side peers like Coforge, LTI, Mindtree, and therefore Ambit says that Q3 we could see some disappointment on the back of again the US mortgage business being weak, higher furloughs, etc. But their recommendation is that add on result-related disappointment, and that's resulted in the stock gaining in trade today. Back.
Okay, all right, Reema, thank you so much for joining us. So that's on Mphasis. The stock is buzzing in trade today, but a whole host of banking stocks are also in focus on the back of their Q3 business updates. Abhishek Kothari is here with the details.
Well, Federal Bank to begin with has seen strong deposit momentum this time around. So the deposit growth YOY is perhaps the best in last 10 quarters, and on a sequential basis, that is quarter on quarter, it's the best in 7 quarters. YOY, the growth is 14.8%, while sequentially the growth is nearly about 6.5%. They have lost out on CASA ratio, which is now dipped down to 34.25% when compared to 36.4% in the previous quarter. Loan growth remains healthy at 19.1% YOY and about about 4.3% sequentially. Remember that in Q2 also, they had a strong base in terms of loan growth momentum on a quarter-on-quarter basis. Credit deposit ratio, that's declined a bit to 84.9% versus 86.7% in the previous quarter. CSB Bank has been taking away the shield in terms of, gold performance or gold loan growth from the NBFC segment. So deposits are up nearly 19% YOY and about 8% sequentially. The CASA ratio, that's declined sharply to 31.4% when compared to 34.3% in the previous quarter. Loan growth momentum has been pretty strong at about 25.7% YOY and about 5.6% sequentially. This is largely led by the fact that gold loans growth was really robust at 50.8% YOY and about 9.3% sequentially. So you are seeing an increase in the gold loan portfolio share to about 47% versus 45.5% in the previous quarter. So X of gold loan, the portfolio growth or the loan growth is around 9.5% YOY and about 2.5% sequentially. Back to you.
Abhishek, we're not done yet, though. You are tracking a few more banking stocks because of their updates. Which are those?
Well, Manglam, to begin with, Karnataka Bank has seen an improvement in its credit deposit ratio. Deposits are low over there in terms of the growth momentum, growing a little under 8% YOY and about 3.6% sequentially, while the loan growth has been healthy at 12.4% YOY and about 4.4% sequentially. The CASA is up 10% YOY while almost flat on a sequential basis. CASA ratio has declined on a sequential basis, 31.9% when compared to 32.8% in the previous quarter. However, CD ratio has improved, that is credit deposit ratio is up on a sequential basis. Now, Bank of Maharashtra, over the last few quarters, what you are noticing in its business momentum is that it is gaining market share and better than many of its peers in the PSU banking space. So deposits are up 11.7% YOY and about 6.5% sequentially. Loan growth continues to be impressive and strong, up about 21.8% YOY and 6% quarter-on-quarter. The CASA has declined this time around, down about 0.7% quarter-on-quarter. So the CASA ratio has declined sharply given the fact that other retail deposit and term deposits has grown massively. CASA ratio is down to 52.5% when compared to 56.3% in the previous quarter. CD ratio, that is credit deposit ratio, that remains healthy at 75.4% when compared to 75.7% in the previous quarter. South Indian Bank, the deposit growth is weak. However, CD ratio augurs well for healthy PNL that you can expect this time around. So deposits is up 2.7% YOY and about 2.5% sequentially. The CASA ratio has dipped a bit, 33.8% when compared to 34.6% in the previous quarter. CD ratio is at 77.4% when compared to 76.8% in the previous quarter. Loan growth pretty robust in terms of YOY, up about 18.5% YOY and about 3.2% sequentially. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Abhishek, thanks very much for that. The work for the banking sector has begun when it comes to Q3 FY23, but it started on a positive note, definitely. We'll take a short break. On the other side, more stocks in focus. Stay tuned.